Hello there, my friends. Welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to make a tier list on all the Star Wars Battlefront games from the first Star Wars Battlefront in 2003 to the most recent one, Star Wars Battlefront II Celebration Edition, of course, in 2020. Now, if you guys enjoy Star Wars Battlefront and you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I make a lot of Star Wars Battlefront videos, as well as Star Wars Battlefront 3 speculation videos. If you'd be interested in those types of videos, consider subscribing, and if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know if you agree with my ranking of the Battlefront games from this tier list. And with that, we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. So starting off, I want to start off with the first game, of course, Star Wars Battlefront 2003. Now, I had this game on my PlayStation 2, I think all the way back in like 2007 is when I first got it, and I really love Star Wars Battlefront. The first one has a really, special place in my heart. It's got some really great maps. Of course, it doesn't have as much content as the second Star Wars Battlefront in 2005, however, no space battles or anything like that. But this game did have like atmospheric, battles. Like I remember Bespin platforms was really cool. I believe it had Galactic Conquest. I don't remember for sure. Some of the maps had really cool like things like Sarlacc Pit on Tatooine. I don't think that this game had heroes, but I might be wrong on that. It's been so long since I've played this game. But I remember a lot of good times with it, and it's not a perfect game. Like I said, there's definitely more content that could have been added to the game. But I think, being fair, I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap that right into the B+ tier. I think that's a good place for Star Wars Battlefront to end up. Moving on, we're gonna be talking about the champion, the king of the Star Wars Battlefront series, the sequel to make all sequels, Star Wars Battlefront II 2005 by Pandemic Studios. Now, this game was probably the game that I played the most throughout my childhood, and probably one of my favorite Star Wars games, if not my favorite Star Wars game of all time. Now, I don't want you guys to think that my ranking is going to be reflected based on, nostalgia glasses, because I understand that this game, it hasn't aged perfectly. And I had some problems with this game. I really wish we could have had more customization with our soldiers and troops. All the heroes kind of felt really similar to each other. I really wanted more space maps and stuff like that. The campaign wasn't very good. It wasn't great. It was good, but it wasn't great. And with that, I think, but it definitely had a lot of positives. Like Galactic Conquest is beautiful. I mean, God, it's beautiful. Space battles were great. Landing in a ship, getting out, fighting it from the inside. Oh, it was beautiful. Fighting in the inside of a ship, flying around, having vehicles spawn on the maps. Can we please have that happen in Battlefront 3? Having multi-seat vehicles. Can we please have that in Battlefront 3? Having a good variety of content spaced out between the prequel and the original trilogy eras. That was very nice to have a pretty good balance. And I really feel like this game got a lot right. It got way more right than it did wrong. It's not a perfect game, but it definitely is the greatest Star Wars Battlefront game that we have received so far, in my opinion. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give it an S+ tier. So the next game I'm going to talk about is Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron. Now, this came out on the PlayStation Portable and the Nintendo DS, and I actually played the Nintendo DS version. Now, I believe that the story of this game was actually from the canceled Star Wars Battlefront 3 game from Free Radical, and I played this game and I really enjoyed the story. I thought the story held up really good. It was a really cool story about two brothers and how they were both clones, and then how the Empire takes over and how one of them defects. It's a really good story, really enjoyed it. However, the gameplay for it was not very great on the DS. Now, the PSP version, I think, plays a lot better. I believe so. But I can't really say that the gameplay of this felt like a Battlefront game on a Nintendo DS, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the PSP version was a lot better, but for the Nintendo DS version, I'm just going to put it in the C+ tier. It's a good game with a good story. However, in terms of what makes it a Battlefront game, like capturing command post vehicles, that kind of stuff, playing as a hero, I'm just going to give it C+. It's not great, but it's not bad. Moving on, the next game is Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron for the PlayStation Portable, PSP. And now, unfortunately, I didn't have a PSP, so I was unable to play this game. However, I looked at some trailers for it. It looked really, really cool. But because I didn't have a PSP and I did not play this game, I can't really give it a rating, so I'm just going to put it in the haven't played tier of the tier list. Moving on, our next game is Star Wars Battlefront 2015 from EA and DICE. Now, I had a lot of expectations for this game, and after seeing the canceled footage of Battlefront 3, I really went into this game expecting a quality Battlefront title like that. However, This is, in my opinion, not a very good Star Wars Battlefront game. They changed way too much of the core elements of Star Wars Battlefront, from the star card system to the power-ups on the maps, vehicles not spawning on the maps, not having galactic conquest, not having a campaign, not having, vehicles spawn on the ground, no class system, heroes were a power-up, no actual conquest mode in the game itself, and having to pay DLC for additional maps and stuff. Now, that's not to say I completely hated this game, because I did not. I liked this game, and I enjoyed playing it for a good time. It's not a very good Star Wars Battlefront game. It's an okay Star Wars game, in my opinion. It's definitely got a lot of issues, but there is positives. I don't want you guys to think that I'm completely negative towards this game. The environments and the visuals are beautiful in this game. The sound design is amazing. The soundtrack is very nice. The effects, particles, all that was just great. Visually, this game is just breathtaking. And the scale of some of the maps was really good, like Outpost Delta. Some of the maps were really good. Like, I remember Bespin was great. Some of the game modes, Walker Assault, I love Walker Assault. I think it could work in Battlefront. I wish it wasn't on rails. What else? I liked the different modes where it was multiple phases, like the Rogue One DLC, had, and the Death Star DLC had. Those are very good. Overall, this game, it is not the best Star Wars Battlefront game, but it's not the worst. But I'm definitely a little bit more skewed towards giving this a bit of a lower rating, because it is missing a lot of the core elements of what makes a Star Wars Battlefront game a Star Wars Battlefront game. So with all that in mind, I'm going to give it a fair rating of a C+. This is a good game, but it's not a good Star Wars Battlefront game. Just like Elite Squadron on the DS. It's not a great Star Wars Battlefront game. It's a good game, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not a great Battlefront game. Moving on, we are at the last game in the tier list. This being the one that's probably, I'd say, very close to me a lot. I played Star Wars Battlefront II. I played the alpha version. Somebody in my Discord gave me a code for it, and I fell in love with the game immediately then. The launch of this game was horrendous. The loot boxes were unacceptable. The lack of content that this game launched with was just disgraceful. The fact that we didn't get Obi-Wan and General Grievous and Geonosis till a year later after the release was, in my opinion, unacceptable. But in the end, the Celebration Edition has a variety of good content, great modes. The campaign is good. I definitely feel like Supremacy saved this game for me. I was not a fan of Galactic Assault. Walker Assault works in Galactic Assault, but I did not like Galactic Assault very much. The maps felt too linear. I didn't like running up to an objective and holding G. So I had a big issue with Galactic Assault. Heroes vs. Villains and Showdown is great. Starfighter Assault is good. Like I mentioned, the campaign is good. I wish Iden hadn't turned to the Rebels, after 3 missions. But with all that in mind, I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is definitely a very, very great Star Wars Battlefront title and Star Wars game in general. Now, of course, content for this game and support for this game was cut short. We were expecting a lot more from it, like Mando and a lot of more characters and maps, Mace Windu, Christophsis, just to name some random ones. But with all that in mind, Star Wars Battlefront 2 Celebration Edition is a great game. It's very close to my heart, and with that, I'm going to give it a fair rating of an A-. This Star Wars Battlefront game gets a lot right. It got a lot wrong, and it was heading in the right direction with Supremacy, and I really am excited to see what EA and DICE come up with Star Wars Battlefront 3, and I'm hoping that some of the developers watch some of my videos, as well as videos from the community, discussing what we want. And with that completes this tier list, guys. Let me know if you guys agree with it or not, and leave a comment below, tell me that. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. We hit 8,600 subscribers. Once again, if you're new and enjoy Star Wars Battlefront content, consider subscribing. And with that, guys, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much once again for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Do it. Do it. Do it. I am the Senate. Do it. Do it now. Now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it. Do it now. Ironic. Do it. Do it now. Now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it.